Okay, it's 2:02. We'll get started and then we'll introduce folks as they begin to log in. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 23rd Technical Advisory Committee meeting for the Vincent Thomas Bridge Deck Replacement Project. My name is Diana Jimenez, Public Information Officer for Caltrans District 7 and for the project. Before we get started, I'd like to begin with attendance. So when I call your name, please state your name and the agency that you represent. And we'll begin with Axel Palacios.
Axel Palacios, Director of Port and Capital Projects for Councilmember McCosker.
Thank you, Axel. Alan Wang. Alan, you're muted. Okay, we can keep going. And next we have Andrew Ross.
Good afternoon. This is Andrew Ross with LA County Public Works.
Thank you. Monica Benavides.
Good afternoon. District 7. Thank you.
Thank you. Alex Brown.
Good afternoon, and Environmental Planning.
Thank you. Brian Martinez.
Brian Martinez, Senator Laura Richardson's office.
Thank you. Wilfred Domingo.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Wilfred Domingo from Caltrans Office of Mobility Programs.
Thank you, Wilfred. Eric Morgan.
Good afternoon, everyone. Eric Morgan with the City of Los Angeles Emergency Management Department. Good to see you.
Thank you. Michael Francis.
Yeah, I'm with Caltrans. I'm the Area Construction Manager for Structure Construction.
Thank you, Michael. Jorge Pantoja.
Good afternoon, everyone. Jorge Pantoja, Alameda Corridor Transportation Authority.
Thank you. Joaline from LEDOT.
Hi, good afternoon. Joalyn Champion Area, LADOT Interagency Division. Thank you.
Thank you. Ken Young.
Good afternoon, Ken Young, Caltrans District Traffic Manager.
Thank you, Ken. Maria Orozco.
Good afternoon, Maria Orozco, California Air Resources Board, Diesel Enforcement Division. I'm attending in place of Aaron Shields, Enforcement Manager.
Thank you. Matt Schrapp.
Good afternoon, Matt Schrapp with the Harbor Trucking Association.
Thank you. Michelle Grubbs. We'll keep going. Nish Krishnamurthy.
Yeah, hi, Nish Krishnamurthy, South Coast Air Quality Management District.
Thank you. We have next we have Roberto Perez.
Good afternoon, everyone. Roberto Perez, Government Affairs Liaison with Caltrans.
Thank you. Rafael Molina.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Rafael Molina, the Deputy District Director for the Division of Transportation Safety and Operations at Caltrans District 7.
Thank you. Rajiv Sitaram.
Hi, good afternoon. Rajiv Sitaram with Port of Long Beach.
Thank you. Ray Regalado.
Ray Regalado, President, Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council.
Thank you, Ray. Saeed Rodsari.
Hello, everyone. Saeed, City of Long Beach.
Thank you. Saif Lodi.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. My name is Saif Lodi. I'm with the joint venture.
Thank you. Welcome. Sean Kearns. Sean, can you hear us? Okay, we can keep going. Up next, we have Sergeant Andrew Sklarz.
Good afternoon. Andrew Sklarz, LA Port Police Traffic Unit.
Thank you. And Sumay Tan.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sumay Tan, Caltrans Office of Mobility Programs. Thank you.
Thank you. And up next, we have Wahid Tadros.
Yes. Hi, I'm Wahid Tadros. I'm with the joint venture.
Thank you. I saw that other folks joined, so I reached the bottom of my list, but if you join, can you please tell us your name and you're in the agency you represent. My order is I'm out of order, so I'm not sure who joined.
I am Brian Fernandez, SQL Project Manager at LAUSD.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Anybody else? Okay, we can get started on the presentation. Wait 1 second. Okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So again, thank you for joining us for the 23rd Technical Advisory Committee meeting for the Vincent Thomas Bridge Deck Replacement Project. For our agenda today, we're going to go over the prior TAC meeting action items. We'll go over and explain why the CAC meeting in June got canceled. For the presentation, we'll go over a couple of, we'll go over the project schedule, and then some of the topics that we discussed in the latest goods movement stakeholder meeting recap. We'll have an update with the project coordination map. I'll provide our most latest public information update discussion. I created a poll to discuss TAC meeting options, go over action items and information on the next meeting. So for the previous TAC action items, we uploaded the meeting minutes and recording to the Vincent Thomas Bridge website. Along with that, it was requested that CalSTA, the Office of Senator Laura Richardson, and the City of Los Angeles Emergency Management Department be invited to future goods movement stakeholder meetings. So I provided Michelle Groves with their email addresses and so they can receive future invites. Along with that, I shared the text notification sign up form link with the City of Los Angeles Emergency Management Department so they can pass that along to their constituents. Okay, and so as I mentioned, the CAC for June was canceled last month, unfortunately, due to technical issues, but we're actually going to do a separate recording of the presentation to upload to our VTB website soon. And now I'll just go over the project schedule briefly. Nothing has changed. We're still in the design phase of the project, which will likely end this summer. Then construction for the pre-full closure work will begin winter of 2025 or early 2026. And then the full bridge closure will begin in fall of 2026 and will last 16 months. Once the bridge reopens, we're going to have the post-construction work winter of 2027 or early 2028. Are there any questions for the schedule? Okay. So now we'll go over some of the topics that were discussed in the latest goods movement stakeholder meeting. One of the topics included the air gap issue. So Caltrans confirmed that all construction activities will cause no more than a 2.5-foot temporary reduction in the air gap. There will be no permanent reduction in the air gap as a result of the project after it's complete. And Caltrans submitted a project initiation letter to the Coast Guard, including a detailed timeline for the construction impact on the air gap. And now I'm going to pass it over to Ken Young to go over a couple slides regarding the TMP subcommittee. Ken? Ken, can you hear me?
Good afternoon. Sorry.
No worries.
This slide captures some of the points discussed at a TMP subcommittee a couple weeks ago, but we also had one today. So in the past subcommittee meeting, we had discussed CCTV camera locations. So we have a total of 20 locations along the the detour route, the hard closures, and along numerous arterials within the project impact boundaries. There were some. Can you move to the next slide, Diana? So, thank you. There are a couple locations. There are a couple of locations, notably at railroad tracks, that were the topic of discussion in terms of viewing of the public. Through our stakeholder meeting, we're able to come to a resolution in terms of access for the public and access for the for the stakeholders. I guess there were some concerns regarding the public having an understanding of railroad activity and any activities that occur because of that. Where we've discussed, we've had some collaboration, coordination with the Bureau of Street Lighting to move the process forward in terms of the design part of it, in terms of the installation of the cameras. And our ITS team is working with the respective local agencies beyond that to get those installations moving forward. We are looking to connect the cameras to the ultimate app or parallel efforts that we have in conjunction with enhancing Quick Map and 511. We're looking to not only establish live CCTV feeds, we're also looking to provide geotag notifications, provide closure information or project information. We're looking to depict the detour routes and any incidents along the detour route during the full closure. During today's TMP subcommittee, we discussed follow-up efforts related to traffic control officers. We have some a draft estimate, cost estimate from the City of LA. We're looking forward to receiving a cost estimate from the Port of Long Beach, and we're taking the opportunity to establish some other partnerships to provide traffic control officer needs on locations beyond the City of LA or Port of Long Beach. And then once we establish those cost estimates, we should be able to move forward one way or another with the establishment of cooperative agreements to solidify the needs and the services. And that's the end of my report.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Sure.
So now I'm going to pass it over to Wilfred Domingo for the area projects coordination map and schedule updates. Wilfred?
Thank you, Diana. Okay, thank you. So these are latest project coordination with there's not much changes, but we have some good news in terms of the two less projects that we just completed. So if you notice projects G and N, project G is the Union Pacific overhead bridge that was just recently done last month. And then we have Project N, which is the pavement preservation project. These two projects are both on Route 103. So we have two less projects that could interfere with our detouring of vehicles during the construction of the Vincent Thomas Bridge. So that's some good news in terms of the less two projects. We also have a meeting with the consultants in terms of the 9th Street and 10th Street structures, the demolition, and making it sure that it will have good coordination in terms of the detour for this project also. And previously, Project E, which is the Navy Way Interchange project, we've also met with the consultant for this project to make sure that we eliminate or at least minimize the impact of this project. And we're also working with the City of Long Beach in terms of Project K. Project K is the CAP-N project on PCH. So we're trying to prioritize that portion of the PCH near the VTB. So we're working vigorously to accelerate that portion also of the PCH. So that is the latest in terms of the project coordination and scheduling. So we're trying to see if we can accelerate projects, move projects, and at least try to minimize the impacts of all these projects in the vicinity of the Vincent Thomas Bridge project. So I highlighted the projects G and N in pinkish color to highlight that these two projects are now completed. Then so we have the project S that I was talking about. is this structure removal for the 9th Street and 10th Street overhead structure. So we're coordinating on that one. And then Project E, the Navy Way Interchange project, we've met with the consultant, and so far we come to an agreement that there will be a minimal impact on this project. So it's all good news for now. Thank you, Diana.
Thank you, Wilfred. So now I will go over a couple of an overview of our excuse me. Someone had a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, I know we had a meeting last week to go over one of the project, the Shoemaker Bridge project, the ramp demo. I know, so that should be included on this list as well, right?
Yeah, if you notice for the Project S, the over here, the POLB, the structure removal, I believe that this needs to be done first before the anything to be done on the Shoemaker project. So that is highlighted here on Project S.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any more questions for Wilfred before we continue? Okay, we'll keep going. Thank you. Again, I'm going to go over an overview of our public information updates for this project. Some of our efforts include press engagement, social media and internet advertising, public meetings, roadway notifications, and the most recent is text message notifications. Here we have an example of a couple of what advertisements we created, specifically in Spanish. We want to make sure that along with targeting the harbor community that will be impacted by the project, we also want to make sure that we include the Spanish-speaking communities in cities like Wilmington. So here are two examples that we plan to, of web advertisements that we plan to release digitally to inform the Spanish-speaking communities about the closure in general and provide a link to our project website, which will have resources and materials in Spanish available for them as well. We also use social media that's a huge part of our outreach efforts. On the left, we have a social media post that was created that gives an overview about the project and why we need to close the bridge. And I've mentioned this before, but we also have this social media post that we created back in March when there was a closure of the bridge on one of the weekends in March. And thanks to our outreach and our communication and our social media updates, we heard that there were very minimal impacts to motorists during the closure. So we want to continue to keep this momentum going throughout the entire project. And one of our latest social media efforts is the text message notifications. So we have a link and a QR code right here where residents can sign up to receive text message notifications on our for our project, where they'll receive them in English or Spanish whenever there's a upcoming closure, and they can register in English or Spanish. And as of recent, I've heard that we've had about 1,000 signups. And again, part of that is thanks to our participation in community events, community meetings, our monthly newsletter where we link the QR code and the link to the sign up form, and of course our technical and community advisory committee meetings. So thank you all for your help in continuing to share our links with the communities and your constituents. And that concludes the presentation. Now we'll open discussions. So if anyone has a question or comment they'd like to share, please do so now.
Excuse me. This is Nish Krishnamurthy with South Coast AQMD. I have two questions. What was the purpose of the CCTVs that the LA City Council had approved of? And also, is the app a specific app for VTB, or is it a Caltrans app?
Actually, you want to answer the first part, or
yeah, I can touch on the first part unless you want to, Kim.
Go ahead.
So the purpose was to allow for us to monitor for traffic hotspots, to be able to send out resources, whether they be LADOT for traffic control, or kind of monitor where the pockets of traffic were most kind of constantly congregating. And then there's an enforcement piece too when it comes to commercial truck traffic. So there has been a long record of commercial trucks cutting through residential neighborhoods in Wilmington. And so we want to be able to have a mechanism for enforcement if we have repeat offenders, or if we want to know where there's an area where people are particularly cutting through with trucks in a residential neighborhood, then we can have law enforcement resources kind of mark that as a hotspot and place.
Oh, okay. So are the neighborhoods, is there basically going to be like restrictions for trucks to be able to cut through?
Correct. Yeah, there's already a lot of posted weight limits and kind of areas that are off limits for commercial truck traffic. It's posted. They're not enforced some of the time, and so that's why folks kind of utilize that behavior anyway. So that's why we want to make sure that we have some kind of recourse for enforcement in case folks don't respect those rules.
Got it. Thank you.
And in terms of the app, it will be a project related app.
Okay. All right. Is that still like in beta testing, or has that been?
We're in the process of attempting to procure the services, but we also, as I noted, we also have parallel efforts to enhance existing websites or apps in terms of quick maps and 511. So we'll provide future updates on the procurement process.
Great. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, Nish. Were those all the questions you had? Did we answer them already?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nish. Ray, I see your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. This might be better answered by Axel, but whoever might have the answers on this. Curious for any of those trucks, vehicles going off the routes that have been identified and keep staying off the streets that are also identified. Who will be responsible for enforcing those? Will that be LAPD, Port Police, or are you having traffic enforcement?
So it depends on whose jurisdiction it's within, right? So if you're looking at Wilmington and let's say they're on Anaheim and they're cutting north, then that would definitely be within LAPD's purview. If we're at an intersection where we're looking at traffic control measures, then the resource that goes out there to clear up a traffic jam would be LADOT's traffic officers, white glove officers. And then if we're on Harry Bridges, which is part of the TMP, and they're cutting through areas they're not supposed to, then more than likely Port Police. But part of our motion requesting access to the cameras or the allowance of those cameras to be placed on our infrastructure was also to get a report back from the law enforcement agencies that are within our purview, so the Port and LAPD, and DOT, to kind of give us an idea of what their resources look like, because obviously it was a rough budget year and we don't know exactly how much it's going to cost or how much overtime folks are going to need to be able to properly enforce. So that's part of that. That's part of that same motion. But to answer your question, it's really depending on where the violation is taking place.
So if I can have a second question to ask, who will be monitoring the cameras so that we know if there is a problem, there will be the appropriate agency responding?
So we still have to kind of determine exactly who monitors in what order, but essentially DOT for traffic jams, they would have access. I know there's some systematic issues we have to figure out with them. And then for law enforcement, Port and LAPD would have access to it. So it really depends on kind of what shift or which timelines throughout the day they'd be monitoring it.
Will they be able to get phone calls from, say, community members who might be feeling that the traffic is hitting their neighborhood or something, and will there be some way to communicate that within the city or port?
I don't want to put words in Caltrans's mouth. I think you guys had talked a little bit about a hotline, but I don't want to overstep for the project, right? Caltrans staff?
Yeah, I believe you're correct, Axel. I think that was noted earlier. And, we're also in the process of working towards establishment of an emergency response plan. So when incidents and the like occur, we'll have a list, at the very least, a list, if not a map of contacts in terms of who to reach out to, who's responsible in terms of first responders, et cetera, based on the region within the project limits.
That'll be one of our action items, Ray.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else have a question or a comment? think those were all the questions then. So before we continue with the remainder of the presentation, I wanted to try something a little bit different just to get the opinion of the TAC members, given that we've recently had various meetings where we meet either with the PMSA group, and I know we have a couple of subcommittees for this project. So just wanted to get your opinion and ask how, if there's a preferred frequency for TAC meetings moving forward. Is there a preference to have them once a month or once every other month? I actually just brought up a poll. I'm not sure. Please let me know if you can see it. And the
Yes.
okay,
Yes, I can
so
see it.
okay, so please provide your response and we'll discuss this amongst our teams and get back to you in the next meeting. But thank you so much. Okay, so now I'll continue with the remainder of the presentation. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So like we mentioned, one of our action item is to, if we have it available then, have a list of contacts that can be provided for residents, you know, to be able to reach once if there's an emergency during the closure, or just anybody from our or just emergency response team. So we'll work on that, Ray. And our next TAC meeting is next August 19th at 2 p.m. And we'll encourage everyone to please reach out to us if you have any questions before then. Here's our VTB email, my phone number, the QR code to our website, and our website information as well. So I want to thank you again for joining us on our 23rd TAC meeting, and we always appreciate the collaboration. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.